All right, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. I'm your brother Yahweh Call from Great Millstone, Orlando, and I just wanted to do this real quick. Something that was spoken on this past Sunday's camp. Dealing with this here in Luke 17 and 22. And he said unto the disciples, the days will come when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and ye shall not see it. All right. Because again, touching on this point this past Sunday, how we got a small taste of what our apostles and bishops, the elders, what they felt going back into the whole 2,000-year doctrine. All right, which for one, because everyone tries to put the blame on Apostle Tahar, claiming he's a false prophet and things of that nature. When all the One West camps at that point were teaching that doctrine, and secondly, that's exactly what it was. It was doctrine. It wasn't a prophecy. For all these people, talking about the failed prophecy, false prophets. Again, basically putting all the blame on Apostle Tahar. Apostle Tahar is a false prophet and things of that nature. All right, it was never taught as a prophecy. It was more so doctrine. All right. But nevertheless, because again, I'm sure the apostles, the bishops and elders, they were anticipating, they were hoping that Yahweh Shai would come in the year 2000, and of course, obviously the Lord didn't come. All right, that's why it said, when desiring to see the Son of Man, and you shall not see it, because that wasn't the time. All right, because when you think about it, if the Lord did come in the year 2000, none of us would be here, or we'd be born we'd be babies, born through the loins of the apostles, bishops, elders. All right, because you see, none of the elders under the elders, the bishop elders, would be here. And I'm talking about the elders such as the elder Manat Zakba, the elder Yashawamba, and all the elders, that came in, after, after the fact, and going all the way down to brothers such as myself. None of us will be here. And again, we got that. That's why I said we got a small taste of how our apostles felt back in 2020, because a lot of all of us, with the lockdowns, we thought this was it. We thought the Lord was coming. We thought we was getting ready to get up out of here, man. But obviously that wasn't the case as well. Because ultimately the elect have to get sealed. Like it tells you in Revelation 7. Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab that, because it goes to show you how these fake and phony Christians, they don't got it. The Muslims, they ain't got it. All those that partake in Islam ain't got it. All these different religions and denominations, they ain't got it. All right. Because if they did have it, then where is the Lord? Because you have billions of Christians. All right. You have billions of Muslims, and so on and so forth. But when you read this here in Revelation 7:4, and I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel, going into the sons, the men. All right. 144,000 men. All right. And it goes on to tell you 12,000 men out of each tribe. All right, which equals out to, again, of course, 144,000. All right, which obviously that's a very small number, a very small number. So again, obviously these Christians, they ain't got it, and all these other religions, they ain't got it. All right, but nevertheless, it is about this elect being sealed. All right, and that's why the Lord didn't come in the year 2000 as our apostles and bishop elders as they hoped. That's why the Lord didn't come in the year 2020 as we hoped, we wished, we wished for. All right, because there's still work that needs to be done. All right, now some of us, and I'm under the impression that the elect are already sealed. It is a thing of the Lord refining his elect. All right, some of us believe that the elect are already sealed. But nevertheless, there's still work that needs to be done. Like it tells you in Jeremiah 16:16, making us fishers of men, right? Yahushua told the disciples, hey, I will make you fishers of men. All right, so there's still work that needs to be done. I'm gonna grab this because you have Israelites in that all Israel being saving all Israel's spirit, and all Israel doesn't want to be saved. All Israel doesn't want to be saved. That's why, again, our apostles always stress the importance of this thing of ours being about the elect. So I'm gonna grab this in Philippians 2, and starting at 1. If there be therefore any consolation in Hamashiach, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels and mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. So you see, because it's all, again, it's about, again, like I said, fishing for that elect. All right, the gathering of the elect, and I'm gonna grab this in St. John 17. St. John 17:11. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to you. Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. So you see, again, it's the gathering up of those same like-minded individuals, the elect, fishing for the elect. All right. Again, that's why the Lord didn't come in the year 2000. And again, to make the point again, it wasn't a prophecy. All right. It was just doctrine. All right. And again, Apostle Tahar wasn't the only one teaching that doctrine. All right. All the one was camps were teaching that at one point. All right. But that's why the Lord didn't come in the year 2000. That's why the Lord didn't come in the year 2020. All right. Because the elect still have to be sealed. There's still work that needs to be done. All right, now according to how things are going, hey, it's obvious, it is evident that we are close. All right, but until then, there's still work that needs to be done. All right, there's still work that needs to be done. And until then, hey, patience. We can't count the Lord for slack. The Lord's going to operate on his time. We can't hasten above the Most High. He's going to operate on the Lord operates on his time. So it is a thing of patience, being patient. All right. Because we ain't trust and believe we ain't going to have to be here another 1,000 years. No, man, we're close. We are very close. And like it tells in 2 Ezra 9, hey, we're going to see the Lord's salvation, and we believe it's going to be in this generation. All right. So to answer the $1 million question of how long, all the men of old asked, because for the most part, our people were always tired of being under oppression. They were always seeking to be let loose from oppression. But throughout the different times and generations, AJ got tired, they got weary, they got disenchanted. That's why they count the Lord for slack. They said, man, the Lord ain't coming back. You know, y'all been talking about the second coming, and you know, Jake loses patience. You know, they lose patience, they lose faith, they give up. You know, but again, we can confidently say that, hey, we don't. To answer that question, we don't have long at all. All right, and this is the generation we are going to see the second coming of Yahweh Shai, and He's going to come and redeem His elect. All right, so you know, just real quick, Lord, one of this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Shai. All right, shalom to you, hopefully elect. Stay strong. We're almost home.